This is a quick tutorial on how to use the map of Bear Island. First of all, the site is pretty big. It's 600 meters by 600 meters. What has been completed at this stage is the west side of the island. It's basically all the coast, which goes all the way to the isolated reefs and then down southeast towards the end of the screen, as you can see now. Next would be to extend the mapping to the South Pommy and clearly also to the east side of the island. In terms of color coding, the areas that are in gray are reef, in black the walls, in red sponge gardens, and in green kelp. There is a system of coordinates which allows you to, for example, to exchange with a friend the location of something interesting. The way it works, you have two axes, X and Y, and the reason why we have numbers on both of them instead of having letters and numbers is because it's just easier to point to specific locations. So let's say, for example, that you want to indicate something which is somewhere just a little bit east of the west isolated reef. And to do that, you will basically just align the coordinates. So that's going to be like x32 more or less and y50. So by using numbers, you're able to indicate the position that are between two major grid lines. And by the way, each square, each grid line is 50 meters away from the other one. The map is in a PDF format, and the advantage of that is that if you compare with a traditional picture, a bitmap, you would start looking at the aliasing when you enlarge the map too much, and you will lose detail after a certain degree. What a PDF can do is actually allow you to enlarge as much as you want. And also there is a way to take measurements on the PDF, because the PDF has been saved in 1 to 1000 ratio. It means that each millimeter on the PDF equals 1 meter in the reality. So if you want to use, for example, the ruler tool in Adobe Acrobat, it's very easy. You just may select the distance between 2 points, or you may have a multi-segment line. Let's say you want to measure an itinerary. What you have to do is to consider meters instead of millimeters, and you will have the precise distance. And with the same tool, the ruler, you can also see the direction you need to go. At the moment, there are 120 depth readings on the map at this stage. Clearly, there will be more. And those allow me to draw all the bathymetry lines, all the lines that you can see every 2 meters. So we have 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and 16 meters. Also, bear in mind that all the depth has been measured at zero tide. Basically, every time I was taking a measurement, I deducted the tide of the moment. So the real depth is going to be always between 20 centimeters and 2 meters more. That's something you may want to take into account. Last but not least, I've started adding pictures to the map to give you a visual representation of key points. One of them is, for example, the crossroad. When you swim westward on the northern side of the island, you will come across a point which is kind of a crossroad. This is where you can go left. There is some sand, and that will allow you to take the shortcut all the way to the southern side of the island, or to keep going west and then go to towards corner cave, first cave. So in this case, I've added a picture of a rock of the outlook when you are passing that area, in order for you to understand whether it's the correct place to do a turn off or not. That's all. Thank you for watching. This is the first release of the map. It's quite detailed and precise on the southwest side. Next would be to add more detail in the same area, but also to extend the mapping to the southern Pommy and to the eastern side. If you see anything worth mentioning, any change, any correction, anything that I've forgotten, please send me an email. Thank you.